This video is brought to you by my new album entitled Dougal's Treats. It's full of hummable melodies, bluesy riffs and the occasional bit of virtuoso flashy stuff as well. If you enjoy bluesy rock guitar with memorable tunes and solos that wail like a banshee, then check out the links in the description. The premium version includes all of the tabs for each tune, videos and jam tracks as well. Thanks for listening, now on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That little solo, I suppose you could describe it as my career in 16 bars. What I mean by that is it contains many of the licks that I just habitually fall into. The kind of thing that we all have them, you know, those kind of little moves and phrases and licks that our fingers just kind of go into without too much input from the old grey matter upstairs. And I thought it'd be a good topic for a Top 5 Tuesday video today, my 5 favourite licks and where I stole them from. So, without further ado,
Here is the explanation.
Okay, this first one is from a Joe Satriani solo, and much as I would love to say I figured this out myself, I didn't. It was tabbed out in a guitar magazine, and I would probably have never tackled something like this if the article or the whatever lesson it was in whatever guitar magazine it was way back in the day. I think it was round about the time that Flying in a Blue Dream was first released. But anyway, in this magazine, they had this dubbed as, you know, an accessible way of playing a Satriani kind of thing. And I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And it just seemed to fit under the fingers particularly well. There's all sorts of variations you can do on this. I'm using the A natural minor scale here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And we're starting on the F note, but you can apply this to, you know, any major or minor scale or any of your modes if you know all about those sorts of things. If you want me to do more content on that, let me know. But we're starting on the F note and we're going up in like this three note per string pattern, like that. The F, G, A, and we're doing that with hammer-ons, and then we do the B, C, D on the next string. So we're going like that, and then do some pull-offs that take us down as far as the A note there. So pull off like that, so get that nice and clean like that. And it's that sort of 10 note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, is that 9 or 10 notes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 note kind of run that we sort of then repeat elsewhere in the pattern. Starting here, we'll do it on this B note now. So we're going to go up B, C, D, E, F, G, and then come back down like that. So now we've got like that, and then up that one there, and you can do that part of it there. So here's the basic cycle. And then finish it off with a bend like that, or maybe put a slide in as well. There. So, you know, with a little bit of haste behind it, you can get something that goes like that. And as I say, it all comes from just this Joe Satriani lick that was tabbed out in a guitar magazine 30 odd years ago that I, for whatever reason, decided I'd be brave enough to tackle. Next. Yeah, this one is me basically trying to rip off a Slash lick and getting it wrong. In Sweet Child of Mine, there's that big solo that starts with... And I won't play any more of it than that because I don't want to lose monetization. But at some point, I played, instead of that, I played that and just put this extra little kind of thing in. So there's, I'm starting on the F sharp there, hammer on, pull off, like that, so you can get, and then repeat that cycle elsewhere in the scale. I'm using like a G major scale here. Like that, and you hear me play that one all the time. It's just it creates like a nice cascade if you daisy chain a few of them together, but I'm just as likely to use it by itself as well. So that's me kind of getting a Slash lick wrong, and it became one of my favourite licks that I do all the time. Next. Yeah, this one is it's a Scott Gorham lick from Waiting for an Alibi by Thin Lizzy, and it's just based in pattern 1 pentatonic, and it goes like this. We do the bend on the 3rd string, and then these 2 notes here, and then this pull off from in this case we're in A minor here, from the 8th fret to the 5th fret. So you can go... Now, I see people doing this in many different ways, and they all work. My preferred way of doing it is to basically sweep pick throughout that first little kind of, flurry of notes there. So I'm going like that, just with one pick stroke, and then come back with an upstroke there. Or sometimes, once again, the legato fiend in me will just probably do that as a hammer-on, as a sort of hammer-on out of nowhere, and a pull-off. And it's basically from the Waiting for an Alibi solo that I remember being quite pleased with myself once I'd worked that out, or got most of it anyway, way back in the late 80s at some point. So... nice little pentatonic Scott Gorham lick that, you often hear in my guitar demonstrations and reviews. Hope you can get as much use out of it as I do. Next. I saw Albert Lee demonstrating Music Man guitars at a guitar show many, many years ago. Again, we're talking decades ago. And it was before he even had his signature model. And it's the first time I'd really seen Albert playing. I kind of knew of Country Boy, but that was pretty much it. I actually had a beer with him at that show as well. Nice bloke. But I later went out and bought his tuition VHS video. Remember when we used to do that before YouTube was a thing? And he played this sort of thing using double stops, where he would play something like, let's go to a cleaner sound, like that. But then he said he would also kind of split the double stop, so like that. And you can do that on any pair of strings. Like that. And it just struck me, well, I could connect those with a slide so I can get... And again, you hear that all the time when I'm playing, you know, so I can get from this sort of position. Like that. And as you can tell, I'm lazy. I tend to hammer on to the note on the lower string. Like that. You can pick it if you want, but I take the view that if the guitar is going to give me that note for free, then I'm going to take it. So yeah, it's an Albert Lee thing using, basically again, we can apply this to any major or minor scale and, you know, on any pair of strings. It's a little bit trickier to do it on the second and third strings because of the tuning discrepancy there, but, you know, on the first and second, third and fourth, you know, fourth and fifth and so on, you can apply that there. Just work out your double stops. Let me know if you want a video on those at any point, and I will happily include it. Next. Yeah, this one is probably the oldest one in my collection. This one is just, it's that Chuck Berry, Johnny B. Good thing, you know. It's basically a unison bend where we're bending this note here up a whole tone, which gives us this note here. So bend that note up to that note. But it's the timing of it, it's the syncopated timing that appeals to me, where you're basically playing, let's say you play this note for a beat, then you play this note for half a beat. Or if you play this note for half a beat, you play this note for a quarter of a beat. This note here lasts half as long as this note here. So if you're doing it, as I say, for a beat and then a half, you're getting a cycle that lasts 1.5 beats, which means that that bend, which is where the accent naturally tends to lie in the beat, kind of is on the beat, then off the beat, then on the beat, then off the beat. And it just makes for a nice syncopated feel. And those are my 5 favourite licks and where I stole them from. Now you know what to do. Go away and have some fun with them yourselves. And as always, you'll find a full tab for that solo containing all of those licks that you heard at the top of the video in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with the clip of me playing the solo, that explanation you've just seen there, and the jam track to play along with yourself. All of that is, as per usual, up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description, as you no doubt already know by now. It's $3 or about £3 a month, and you get access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. And of course, a massive heartfelt thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are down there in the description. And that's pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this little brief whistle-stop tour of the licks that have paid my mortgage for the last couple of 3 decades. Well, 2 and a bit decades. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. And don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and just have a chat, basically. Beer and chat on a Friday, that's all it is. And it's a great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.